let's learn how to do a Kitchener stitch. You are going to need a tapestry needle of your choice, and you are going to need to either cut the length of your tail extremely long so that you have enough to go through all of your stitches, or to have a secondary piece of yarn, again, long enough to go through all of your stitches. Today I am using a secondary color so that it is easier to see as I am showing you the stitches. To set up for your Kitchener stitch, first off, you are going to want to make sure that the wrong sides of your fabric are together. You'll want it in your left hand with your needle tips pointing to the right. Once you have it set up this way, there are 2 steps to start off your Kitchener stitch. First off, we are going to take our tapestry needle, go purlwise through the first stitch on your front needle. We're going to pull that all the way through. If you're using a piece of yarn that is not attached to your project, you will want to make sure that you leave an end that is long enough that you can weave it in later. The second step of this is to go knitwise into the first stitch on your back needle. As you are doing these stitches, you are going to want to make sure that you are going under your front needle instead of over. If you go over, you will end up with loops over the top and it will make your life a whole lot harder. So make sure that as you are going into the back stitches, that you are going under your front needle. So again, the setup for that was to do, I'm going to do that one more, I'm going to pull it out and do it one more time for you. The setup stitches are to go purlwise into the first stitch on the front needle, go all that length through. And again, I'm going under my front needle, and then you are going to go knitwise into the first stitch on your back needle and pull all the way through. Now that you've done the setup, this is where the 4-step repeat starts. First step is we are going to go knitwise through the stitch on the front needle. And we are going to slip that stitch off the needle. Second step, we are going to go purlwise through the front stitch, leave it on. Step 3 is to go purlwise through the stitch on the back needle. Slip it off. Step 4 is to go knitwise through the stitch on the back needle, leave it on. All right, so we're gonna go through that again. Step 1, we are going to go knitwise through the front stitch, slip it off. Step 2, we are going to go purlwise through the front stitch, leave it on. Step 3, we're going to go purlwise through the back stitch, slip it off. Step 4, we're going to go knitwise through the back stitch, leave it on. All right, starting the repeat again. We're going to go knitwise through the front stitch, slip it off. Purlwise through the front stitch, leave it on. Step 3, purlwise through the back stitch, slip it off, knitwise through the back stitch, leave it on. We are just going to keep repeating those 4 steps. I'm going to keep going so that I can show you what that is supposed to look like once you get further into this, because it's a little hard to see after just a couple repeats. So again, we are going to go knitwise through the front stitch, slip it off, purlwise through the front stitch, leave it on. Purlwise through the back stitch, slip it off, knitwise through the back stitch, leave it on. I'm going to start that repeat again. Knitwise through the front stitch, slip it off, purlwise through the front stitch, leave it on. Purlwise through the back stitch, slip it off, knitwise through the back stitch, leave it on. We're going to start that repeat again. We're going to go knitwise through the front stitch, slip it off, purlwise through the front stitch, leave it on. Purlwise through the back stitch, slip it off, knitwise through the back stitch, leave it on. We're going to start or repeat again. You can go knitwise through the front stitch, slip it off, purlwise through the front stitch, leave it on. Purlwise through the back stitch, slip it off, knitwise through the back stitch, leave it on. So as you can see here, we are making a new row of stitches to close those two ends together. What you will want to do is try and make those as even with the rest of your stitches as possible. If you need to, go back through and adjust them a little bit. All you have to do is just sort of take your tapestry needle and adjust them until you're happy with it. And I'm going to keep going just to get to the end. You're just going to continue to do that 4-step repeat until you have finished off all of your stitches. Once I get to the end, I will show you what that looks like. All right, now that I'm almost to the end, again, I just did purlwise through so that was step 2, purlwise through the front stitch, leave it on. I'm going to do purlwise through the back stitch, slip it off, knitwise through the back stitch, leave it on, knitwise through the front stitch, slip it off. And there you go. You have made a Kitchener stitch, which will create a brand new row in between the two ends that you are trying to bind off together.